Let's take a look at example 5.1.7, where we take this function, f of s is equal to the square root of s plus 3, that quantity, divided by s, and we want to evaluate the function at these two values. So in the textbook, it shows you the algebraic steps that you need to follow to do that. F of 6 is equal to 1/2, and f of -1 is equal to negative square root of 2. So, as always, we remind you that you need to be able to do and show this kind of work on quizzes and exams. But when you want to check that work, Desmos allows you to do that by entering that function. So you can even use f of s and then define that very carefully. I'm going to start by putting in a slash for division, and then sqrt gives me a square root. And then I'll type s plus 3 up below. And then I'll use my mouse or my trackpad to click below and then type an s there. So this then gives me a picture of what this function looks like. I'm looking for values when when s is equal to 6 and -1. Both of those are here visible on the graph, so we don't need to do any more fiddling with the domain and range or the view. We can just go directly to the next line and say, what is f of 6? And that's equal to 0.5, right? So that 0.5 is the same thing as 1/2. And then if I do f of -1, it gives me negative 1.4142. And if you were to check the square root of 2 on your calculator, it's exactly equal to that number there. So again, just a reminder that when you have functions like this, you can define them in Desmos. You may need to change your grid view so you can see the actual graph, and then you can evaluate the function at whatever value you want. Recall from a previous video, you can also look at a table of values by clicking on this little gear button near the top of the function list, and then look for the table, create table button, and then that will give you a sample of x values, independent variable values. It's always going to label this as x. It doesn't know to change it to your independent variable, which in this case is s. So x and s are playing the same role. F of x is the same as f of s here. So anyway, you can plug in any values that you want. It's going to plot those points that are in the table on the graph for you. And if there's other values that you want to see, then all you do is plug in the value of the independent variable, in this case s, 4.5, let's say, and then this is f of that value. Okay, that's a quick reminder of how to use Desmos to check these numbers. And lastly, a third reminder, you do need to be able to show this work and compute these things in the regular Desmos calculator. You can use the grapher as a check to visualize what's going on and to make sure you're getting the correct answers when you do these things with these steps.